Now this time, let's create a lay plan with fabric unfolded. So we are going to create a shape of the fabric which should be wider, because this fabric is folded based on the left edge here. So because I'd like to keep the diagram as well as the first lay plan, I would like to create a new artboard so I can compare differences. So on the bottom right corner, I have artboard window, and the second icon from the right is new artboard. New artboard. Click the second icon, and I'm going to change the shape of the artboard to be wider, because it's going to be fabric unfolded. Should be presented here. And here is the artboard tool. Artboard tool, and change the tool into artboard tool, and I'm going to widen the artboard, and probably I will position it below the original diagram so I can easily move the pattern into the new artboard. But it doesn't have to be moved, but it's my preference. And then I'm going to escape by clicking rectangle tool. Then we are going to click onto the new artboard using rectangle tool. I'm going to input 54" as the width of my fabric, and height doesn't matter because I'm going to change the height or length of the fabric manually after the positioning of my lay plan. So I'm going to click OK. So here is my fabric. Because it has color, it can be confusing. So shall I change the color into maybe, oh, this is too bright, into green? Is it better? Or you can make it transparent. It's totally up to you. Let me just use this color. And then I'm going to scale it down based on the scale of my diagram. So select the rectangle. This time I'm going to click right button of my mouse, and among the pop-up menu, I will choose transform, and scale. Click right button, transform, and scale. Then I'm going to input 20% and click OK. And I will move it here. And let me further reduce the size of the artboard using the artboard tool. I'm going to change the width of my artboard. And I might increase the length of my fabric. It is up to you what kind of color you will apply, but I will keep it green so you can distinguish this outcome from the others. And unlike this lay plan, we have to create a diagram which are back of yoke, back bodice, color, and stand color. Those patterns are folded based on the center back. So we are going to unfold this pattern based on the center back. And I'm going to make a duplication of these patterns and keep the original diagram in case. So let me select those 4 patterns all together using black arrow tool. If you want to make multiple selection, you can click and drag to select the area, or if you hold down Shift key and click the object you want to select, multiple selection will be made. Now I'm going to hold down Alt key or Option key on my keyboard and click and drag to make a duplication. And we are going to unfold these patterns. So let's start from the color. You can choose a different method, but I prefer to use reflect tool. Make sure to select the object you want to reflect. And using the reflect tool, which look like two triangles facing each other, hold down Alt key if you're using PC or Option key if you're using Mac, then click the center back line. And I'm going to choose vertical axis, and this time I'm going to click copy. And you have two objects reflected. Then, using the black arrow tool, can you please select two patterns together? Make sure two colors are selected together. And I'm going to merge them into one. I find it using Shape Builder tool is easier, or you can use Pathfinder if you want. I think Shape Builder tool is easy. We have taken this tool out, so can you see the icon, which look like a small circle and large circle with a triangle? This is Shape Builder tool. Using Shape Builder tool, move your mouse cursor onto one of the pattern you want to merge. And can you see one of the pattern with the mouse cursor is highlighted? And the mouse cursor has plus symbol, which means you are going to merge the object. Now I'm going to click my left mouse button, but make sure to hold down the button and move your mouse cursor towards the other object. And if the other object is highlighted like my screen, release your mouse button. Then those two items are merged, which is quite simple and easy. However, unfortunately, if the two patterns are merged, I'm going to move my pattern. Can you see it? The notches of the duplicated pattern won't be regarded as a part of the group. So which means we need to group the notch and pattern again. I'm going to select the pattern and notch together using black arrow tool and Ctrl G or Command G to group. And I'm going to repeat this process 3 more times so you can understand. I'm going to select color stand using reflect tool. I'm going to hold down Alt key or Option key and click the center back line. Make sure to choose correct axis. In my case, it is vertical, and click copy. Then, using the selection tool, select two patterns together. Then, using Shape Builder tool, hold down your mouse button on one of the shape and move your mouse cursor towards the other shape and release. Then two patterns will be merged. However, sometimes some of the notches might be hidden under the shape. This can happen. If it happens, we can select the pattern, click right button, arrange, send to back. Click right button, arrange, send to back. Then the notches will be shown. Now we are going to select notches and the patterns together and group it. Shortcut for grouping is Ctrl G or Command G. Now let me try again. Select the pattern you want to reflect. Using the reflect tool, while holding down Alt key or Option key on your keyboard, click the center bar and make sure to choose the correct axis and click copy. Then using selection tool, I'm going to select two patterns together. Then using the Shape Builder tool, I'm going to merge them. If notches are hidden, you can select the pattern, main pattern, and click right button of your mouse, arrange, and send to back. Send to back. Then using selection tool, make sure to select notches including the pattern and Ctrl G or Command G to group. And one last time, I'm going to select the back bodice and using the reflect tool, while holding down Alt key or Option key, I'm going to click the center bar and choose the vertical axis, click copy. Then using the black arrow tool, select two patterns together, change the tool into Shape Builder tool, and click and drag to merge the pattern. And please make sure to check if there is notches hidden. If it happens, using the selection tool, select the pattern, click right button, arrange, send to back. And we are going to select the notches and the pattern together. Press Ctrl G or Command G to group. Then you need to position your pattern pieces inside of the fabric. Currently, my fabric is covering my garment pattern pieces. Can you see it? If it happens, select the fabric, click right button, choose Arrange and Send to back. Click right button, Arrange and Send to back. This happens, it is because Illustrator remembers the orders of the creation of the object. Because these pattern pieces were created before the creation of the fabric rectangle shape, it is covered. So the shape or object created first will be covered by the object which is created next afterwards. Does it make sense? And I'm going to show you my lay plan that I did. So here is my outcome. Again, I don't think this is the best lay plan for this case. So please take your time to save the material. And in my case, I don't think the pattern pieces are visible. So let me change the color of the fabric. So I am going to make it darker. Maybe blue color might stand out. So feel free to change the color of the fabric. Maybe you can apply the color of your original fabric. And if you are using more than two fabric, maybe you can apply different color into the original diagram. But in my case, these pattern pieces are all made of the same material. So they should be in the same. Some of you would like to know how you can check the length of the fabric. So how can you do that? So using the selection tool, if you click and select the rectangle, which is the fabric, below the menu you can see the X and Y coordinate of this shape as well as the width and height. Currently my unit is centimeter. Your unit might be pixel or something else. If the unit is not centimeter or inches that you wanted, you can go to the Edit menu, Preference, Unit, and you can change the unit through this section. And the ratio between this diagram and the original paper pattern were 1:5, which means to check the length of the original fabric, you can calculate it using the height of this rectangle. So height multiplied by 5 will be the length of your fabric. And in some cases, you may want to mark the specification of individual pattern pieces, such as names of pattern, number of cuts, seam allowance, and etc. So if you would like to record some note on the inside the pattern, we can use type tool. Can you see the type tool? It looked like a capital T, capital T. I'm going to choose type tool, and you can click and drag to select the area of the text where the text will be input, and I'm going to record name of the pattern, for example. number of cuts and maybe seam allowance, and you can leave other information here. So because I think the size of the font is too large and I would like to apply center alignment, in that case highlight the text using a mouse click and drag, and on the top of your application you will have paragraph option. I'm going to choose align center, and also you will have font type and font effect and size of the font. So feel free to apply different font and size. And using the selection tool, you can position it where appropriate. I hope this helps. Thank you very much for your attention. And if you'd like to indicate folded line using symbols, we can easily do that using pen tool. Using pen tool, I'm going to draw the symbol of the folded line. From the center back line of my back bodice pattern, my back bodice and yoke and collar stands are folded based on the center back line in the case of my pattern. So from the center back line, I'm going to click to create a new anchor, and I'm going to draw a short horizontal line and then one vertical line and horizontal line to the center bar like this, and press enter key to finish. So what we need is arrow symbol on both ends of this line, of this path. So how can we add triangle or arrow symbol? Sometimes some people create a triangle shape and move the triangle shape here, but I'd like to use a stroke window, which is quicker and easier. So if you don't have stroke window, you can find it through the window menu and stroke, or there is a shortcut here. The 3 horizontal line is shortcut to the stroke window. Then you can change the width of the stroke, of course. And if you click the top right corner, which is option icon, you can choose show options. Then you can see more options. Here you can see arrowheads. If you click the arrow button here, you can choose the types of the arrows shape, the head shape, arrowhead. So you can choose, I'm going to choose this one, maybe too big. If it's too big, you can scale it down. Below the arrowhead, you will have scale. So I'm going to reduce it. Let me input maybe 50 using keyboard. And I'm going to click the other arrowhead for the other end. If you click the arrow button here, you can choose the same shape. I think mine was arrow 7, and I'm going to input 70 in scale. Sorry, is it 50? I'm going to input 50 and press enter to confirm. So with this method, you can quickly and easily add symbol for folded line. Thank you.